sure the yoga mat's in the frame. Okay. All right, so take your time. Just come to a comfortable seat when you're ready. Just cross-legged. It can, can be with your legs in front of you, whatever comfortable just to start. And this class is Vin Yin and Core. So we'll start out with some vinyasa, after a little warm-up, some flowy movements, some sequences. We'll do some core-specific exercises. So today it'll be planks and maybe some side crunches. And then we're going to do yin yoga, so just a nice deep stretch at the end. All right, I'm just making sure. So go ahead and roll your shoulders up and back a few times just to kind of work out any kinks, any tension. Just kind of tune in to your body. Maybe starting to close your eyes or just softening your gaze. If you want, rolling your head and neck out once or twice. From here, we'll start to come into our yoga breath. So taking long, deep inhales through the nose. Long, deep exhales out through your nose. Feel yourself grounding through your sit bones, lifting up through the base of your spine, all the way up through the neck and your top of the head, sitting up nice and tall. Taking a moment to really just feel, notice, and listen what it's like to be outdoors right now. So noticing the wind, the kind of the strong wind, the sounds of the water, the marina, the boats, the sun setting, and not wanting to change it. Just embracing it for exactly what it is right now as part of our practice and part of our experience tonight. And take a moment and just set an intention for class or just remind yourself of something you're grateful for. And then you can slowly open up your eyes, and we're just going to start to move in circles. So just bring your body forward to the side and around, still going with those deep breaths, inhaling halfway through the circle, exhaling the other halfway through the circle. We'll do just about 3 or 4 in one direction. And then when you're ready, you can switch and do about 3 or 4 in the opposite direction. We'll do one more circle. All right, so from here, we're going to come onto our hands and knees. A few rounds of cat-cow pose, but option to stretch out your wrists. Either have the hands to your side, or if it feels okay, if it's not too intense, hands back towards you to just stretch out the wrists, hands under your shoulders. Inhale to drop your belly, lift your tailbone, look up towards the sky. And then exhale, rounding your back, rounding your shoulders, bringing your chin into your chest. So taking your time, going through these 2 moves, warming up your spine. Few more breaths. We'll do one more round of cat-cow. And then you can take your hands and just bring them forward, spreading out the fingers. We're going to tuck our toes, lift the knees up about 1 inch or 2. So just hovering the knees, drawing the shoulders apart, lift up through the core. Deep breath. And then when you're ready, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. So just stretching it out, maybe heel toeing your feet, Relax your head and neck, your chin's towards your chest. Looking behind you, between your knees. And then we'll walk our feet up to our hands for a ragdoll forward fold. So just keeping a nice bend in your knees, letting yourself just hang there. Maybe grabbing the elbows. If you want, swaying side to side. Spreading out the toes. Sending your body weight a little bit forward, a little bit back, and then settling in the middle. From here, we'll inhale to come to a half lift. Draw the shoulders back, come up halfway. Good. Exhale, fold forward deeper, just a micro bend in the knees. We'll hold it here for a few breaths. And then on your next inhale, you're going to reach your arms either out to the side or forward, but just finding length, coming all the way up. Extended mountain pose. Very good. So reach up nice and tall. Yeah, let's reach back a little bit. So looking up towards the sky, keeping your hips forward, maybe a little bit of a back bend, even looking behind you. And then slowly make your way back up. All right. From here, we'll move through a few rounds of sun salutations to warm up the body. So stepping to the front of your mat. Inhale, reach the arms up nice and long. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to come to a half lift. Exhale to bend your knees, plant your hands, and make your way to the top of a plank. Pause here, so draw the shoulders apart. Lift up through the core, nice and strong. Either staying on your toes or option to drop down to your knees. We're going to Chaturanga, so come all the way down, elbows hug the ribs. Cobra pose, draw the shoulders up and back. Yes. And then make your way down. We'll come into downward facing dog. So downward facing dog, about 3 to 5 breaths, coming back to your yoga breath, resetting. And then bend your knees, look up to your hands, walk, step, or even a light hop, feet to hands, half lift. Exhale, fold forward deeper. Next inhale, reach up. Good. Holding the arms up, we're going to add a side stretch. So you can interlace the hands together, point your fingers up, stretch up and over to the right side. Good. Bringing those, keeping the hips forward, reach a little bit further. Back up through to the center. Inhale, exhale, up and over to the other side. Good. Back up through to the center, and then exhale, we'll bring our hands down. We're going to go through another round of sun salutation A. Same thing. So inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Moving with your breath. Inhale, half lift. Exhale to bend your knees. Plant your hands, stepping to a plank, stabilizing. Nice, strong plank. And then lower down super slow to an up dog or cobra pose. Drawing the shoulders back, looking up, little back bend. Exhale, making your way into downward facing dog, 3 to 5 breaths. From here, bend your knees, look up to your hands, walk or step, feet to hands, half lift. Fold forward, and then reach all the way up. All right, good. Hands to heart center. From here, we're going to set up for chair pose. So you can bend the knees, feet are close together, draw the shoulders back, keep the chest lifted. Good. And then you can reach the arms up, drawing the shoulders back a little bit more. From here, we're going to come to a chair pose twist. So bring your hands to your heart center, hinge forward, and you're going to take your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Prayer fingers trying to face towards you, looking up and over your right shoulder for a twist. Check your knees. Make sure one knee's not popping in front of the other. And make sure your chest is still above your hips. Just slightly. Exhale, we'll fold forward, straightening the legs. And then inhale, sit back, chair pose. We'll just come in chair pose briefly before we switch to the other side. So you can bring your hands together, hinge forward, this time opposite elbow to the outside, the opposite knee, prayer fingers trying to face you, and then twist, looking up and over that shoulder. Deep breath. On your next inhale, you can fold forward, and we're going to move through a vinyasa. So half lift, fold forward deeper, stepping back to a plank, lowering down, up dog or cobra, moving nice and slow. Coming into downward facing dog. We're going to add a three-legged down dog. So reach that right leg up. Stretch it out. Then go ahead and bend that knee, open up the hip. Flex that back foot, reach it up nice and high, stacking the hips. Deep breath. From here, we're going to take that right foot, bring it through between the hands. We're going to come to a twist. So option to keep that back knee down, or you can keep it up. Left hand's going to be out wide, right in line with that foot. Right hand to right knee. Okay. Look over that shoulder, and then you can reach that right arm up. Good. We'll bring that right hand back down. You can drop that back knee down. We're going to make our way up to a low lunge. So find your balance here. When you're ready, reach up. Good. And let's open up the chest. So come to cactus arms, squeezing the shoulders together in the back. Maybe looking forward or even looking up a little bit. Good. All right, we're going to come forward. Lift that back knee up. We're going to set up for a wide leg pyramid. So keeping a staggered stance, step that back foot in a little bit. Lined up heel to heel, send the right hip back, left hip forward. You can have a little bend in that front knee if your hamstrings are tight. Folding forward towards that front knee. So feeling the stretch mostly underneath that right hamstring. Good, and then from here you can step that front foot back. We'll move through a vinyasa to make our way to the other side. So lowering down to an up dog or cobra. Coming back into downward facing dog. And then when you're ready, lifting the left leg up and back. Just stretch it out, reaching it up nice and high. And then when you want, you can bend at the knee. Open up the hip. Flex that foot, still pressing into the nice down dog. So still pressing your chest towards your upper thigh. And then you can bring that foot through, up between the hands. Option to bring that back knee down, or you can keep it up for the twist. Right hand will be out wide in line with the foot. Left hand to left knee. Look over that left shoulder, twist, reach the arm up. Good. Deep breath. And then you can bring your hand back down. You can drop that back knee down. We're going to make our way up for a low lunge. So find your balance first. Reach the arms up. And then you can open up cactus arms, opening up the chest, squeezing the shoulders together in the back. Maybe smile. Very good. Good, and then you can bring both hands down. We're going to lift that back knee up, step it in a little bit, staggering the feet like heel to heel, squaring the hips. So send the left hip back, right hip forward, folding forward towards that front knee. Little bend in that front knee if you have tight hamstrings, or even stepping that back foot in a little bit more. And then from here, we're going to step that back foot forward, coming to a forward fold. Half lift. Good. And then fold forward deeper. And then next inhale, make your way all the way up. Hands to heart center. So from here, we're going to move through a goddess flow. So you're going to take your feet apart about the width of the mat at a 45-degree angle. All right, so we're going to take our hands to heart center. Lower down. So as you lower down, you want those knees to press outward energetically, your chest to lift up if possible. All right, and then we're going to flow. So inhale, you're going to reach the arms up, straighten your legs. Exhale, moving nice and slow, lower back down, trying to go a little bit deeper. Energetically pressing those knees out, chest lifted again. A few more times. Inhale, reach out and up. Energy's reaching up. Good. Exhale to make your way down. Working the core, the inner legs. Inhale, reach up again. Moving with your breath. Exhale, lower down. We'll do one more. This time we're going to hold it once we come down. So just holding it here. Hands at your heart center. Staying here for a few breaths. From here, you can take your hands inside your knees, hinge forward a little bit, and we're just going to twist. So look up and over your right shoulder, dropping that left shoulder down. And then back through to the center. Look up and over the other shoulder. Good, and then coming back through to the center, you can just roll yourself up. All right, so from here, we're going to try some balancing poses. We'll see how it goes. It's always a challenge when it's windy. All right, so go ahead and ground through your right foot. We're going to start with our hands with our hips, and you're going to take that left foot, and we're just going to bring it in front of us. This is all we're going to do here. Knees in line with your hip, your foot's flexed. Good. Holding it for a few breaths. Kind of focus your eyes on something in front of you that's not moving. Good. From here, we're going to press that foot out in front of us. Straighten the leg. Keep it up as high as you can with the straight leg. Deep breath. Good job. Good. One more move. We're going to bring it back behind us, kind of like a warrior three, except we're going to keep that leg bent again. Foot flexed. Hinge forward. Soften the standing foot. Maybe bring your hands to your heart center. One more deep breath. And then go ahead, slowly make your way up. Roll out your ankle. Good job. All right, other side. Grounding through that other foot, just taking your time to set up, coming back to your breath, focusing your eyes on something. Knees in line with the hip, flex that foot. Balancing on one foot. From here, we're going to press that foot out in front of us. Flex the foot. Keep it up as high as you can with the straight leg, straight back. Good. Deep breaths. Using that hamstring strength to really keep it up nice and high. Good. And then we'll bend that knee back. Take your hands to your heart center. Keep that knee bent behind you. Maybe soften the standing knee as you start to hinge forward. Good. And then slowly make your way up. Roll out your ankles. Great job. You guys did a lot better than I expected. Usually with wind, it's kind of balances all over the place. All right. All right. So we're all going to grab a drink of water while we're here, and we'll step to the back of our mat. So we're going to do a little core work. We're just going to do some plank holds. So we're going to do plank holds starting out on our hands and then move down to our forearms. But if it's better for you to start on your forearms, you can do that. So we're just going to start out rolling down, just coming to a forward fold, and then walk your hands out to a plank. So draw the shoulders apart, lift up through your core. We're going to hold it about 30 seconds. If you need to, you can drop down to your forearms. But think lift up a little bit slightly from the hips. Gaze just in front of you a little bit. Shoulders apart, nice and strong. Good. About 10 more seconds. From here, we're going to come onto our forearms. So lowering one forearm down, then the other. Spreading out the hands 30 more seconds. You guys got this. Draw the shoulders apart, lift up through the core. If you need to drop the feet down for a second, that's fine. Just bring them back up. Good. Deep breath. 10 more seconds. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to just take a child's pose. So come onto your hands and knees. If you want, you can keep the knees together, hands behind you to relax the shoulders. Just like this. Or if you prefer, you can bring the hands in front of you. That's fine. All right, good. From here, we're going to make our way onto our side, and we're going to do some side crunches. So working the lat muscles. Doesn't matter what side you start on, so start on whatever side you want, and then we'll just switch to the other side. You're going to come all the way down on your head. If you're up there, you might want to watch me first and then join. So you can all watch. I'll show what it's going to be like. So your arm's going to be in front of you. Your head's going to be down, top arm up. Feet just a little bit in front for balance. And then we're going to actually keep the hand by the head. And we're going to lift up and down. All right, we're going to do about 15. All right, whenever you're ready, just 15. Let's go. Inhale. Exhale on your way up. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth. Working those side muscles. Great job. Maybe about 5 more. We'll do 3, 2, 1. If you still have more to go, keep going. If not, you can just roll onto the other side, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. All right, so take your time to set up. Arm in front, head down. Opposite arm by your head in line. Keep those feet together a little bit forward for balance. Inhale, exhale. Make your way up. And remember to kind of keep that arm by your head so everything's in line. Good. About 15. Exhaling through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Using your breath to help you. Let's do about 5 more. We'll go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Good. Make your way back up. Take a drink of water. All right. We're going to kind of just transition to the second part of class, or yin yoga part of class. So from here, we're just going to do deep stretching, holding the poses for at least a minute, but up to about 4 minutes. So let's take one leg in front, the other foot to the inner thigh. And then you're going to kind of square the hips out to that leg, reach the arms up, lengthen through your spine, and then we're going to reach forward, folding forward over that front leg. So you want to, in this pose, try to find your edge in this pose. So that point where you're feeling a good stretch, but you're not yanking it, you're not pulling it, you're still able to release in this pose. Take a moment here and just kind of check in and notice where in your body you're feeling the stretch. So this pose is targeting the leg muscles, like the hamstrings. You might be feeling it a little bit in the back, but notice also if you're feeling it anywhere else. And because we're holding this pose longer, you want to try to allow those muscles to relax. So that foot doesn't need to stay flexed. You can let it relax. We're trying to stretch the tissues beyond the muscle. So the tissues, those deep tissues in the joints and the ligaments. Trying to find some stillness in the pose. Noticing if now you can go a little bit further, now that we've held it for about a minute, if you can go a little bit further than you could at the very beginning. So this style of class is sometimes called yin yang or yang yin, because it's kind of, we're doing the two different parts. The first part being the yang part, where it's really active, a lot of movement, and the second part really slowing it down, finding that stillness, more that meditative aspect of yoga and that deep stretch. And the idea is just like the yin and yang symbol, is that you need both to find harmony in your body and within your mind. From here, we're just going to add a little variation. So you're just going to walk your hands to the center between your foot and your knee, and just walking them forward here, even just coming onto the forearms. About 2 more deep breaths here. And then taking your time to just move nice and slow, walking your hands back, just pausing at the top. And then we'll windshield wiper our knees side to side. So just taking the feet out wide, dropping both knees to one side, then to the other, just kind of releasing any tension in your lower back. And then our counter stretch will be a reverse tabletop. So heels in towards you, hands behind you. Lift the hips up nice and high. Maybe let your head drop back for 3 to 5 breaths. Good, and then lowering back down. We'll set up for the other side. All right, so just squaring your hips to that leg that's out long, letting the foot relax, reaching up, finding length, and then just starting to make your way forward. Finding your edge in the pose for right now. Noticing how this side feels maybe compared to the other side. And now that we've held it about a minute, seeing if you can go a little bit further. And then just moving nice and slow, taking your time. You're just going to walk your hands through to the center between your foot and your knee, and then start to come forward again. And just about 2 more deep breaths here. And then you can slowly walk the hands back, just kind of pausing at the top. Good. And then we'll windshield wiper our knees side to side again. And come to that reverse tabletop counter stretch. So heels in towards you, hands behind you, lifting up, maybe dropping your head back. Good, lowering back down. All right, so for the next pose, we're gonna come up onto our knees. And we're not gonna hold this one quite as long, maybe for just about a minute or so. All right, because we're gonna come into Camel Pose. So Camel Pose, your knees, hips over top of the knees, hands behind your back, and you're kind of squeezing the shoulder blades back towards, squeezing the elbows towards each other. From here, start to just keep your hips forward over top of your knees and start to look up towards the clouds. So option is you can kind of stay here. You don't have to go super deep in the pose, but if it feels good, if you want to try, you're going to keep lifting the chest up and back, allowing your throat to open, allowing your head to drop back. Maybe staying here with your hands behind your lower back, or if you want, you can let the arms hang behind you, maybe reaching for the ankles or the heels of your feet. Only about 3 more deep breaths. To come up, you're going to move super slow, so hands to your lower back, and then bring your head up super slow so you don't get a head rush. Just pause. All right. From here, we're going to tuck our toes, coming into a counter stretch, so sitting back to your heels, reaching for the bottoms of your feet. Top of your head will come up, and then just round your lower back. Good, and then you can make your way out. All right, so from here we're going to do hip stretch, so pigeon pose. So we'll set up for pigeon pose, but if you prefer, you could do a figure 4 stretch, like a lying down figure 4. So to set up for pigeon pose, you can either start in your hands and knees or from a down dog. But either way, whether it's the down dog or the hands and knees, you're going to bring the right knee behind the right wrist, walking that foot forward, or walking that foot out to the side. Back knee back. All right, so this is a pretty intense hip stretch. So like I said, if you prefer, you could always, instead of this, you could always do kind of like a figure 4 stretch, and it'll stretch the same muscles. So you want to relax into the pose, maybe coming onto your forearms, even bringing the forehead down if that feels okay. Feeling the stretch mostly in the outside of the hips. And the hips can be kind of an area that gets pretty tense. So you can have tense hips from sitting a lot. It could also just be something genetic. But tight hips can also affect other areas of your body and even cause like lower back pain or back pain. So it's just good to take the time to really stretch them out. Notice if you're tensing in any other parts of your body, especially your face, and just consciously softening your face. So let go, releasing that tension. About 2 more deep breaths here. And then you can come back up onto your hands, maybe pausing in an upright pigeon for a breath or two as an option. And then when you're ready, you can make your way out. So we're going to come either to a down dog to stretch out the legs, or just on your hands and knees, just stretching out the legs and stretching out your hips here. And then when you're ready, we'll set up for the other side. So either setting up from a down dog or from the hands and knees, bringing your left knee behind your left wrist and bringing that foot over, and then back knee back. Take your time to set up, and then when you're ready, making your way down to the resting pigeon. Trying to allow your body to release and relax into the pose, softening your face, and just saying to yourself, just let go. About 2 more deep breaths here. And then you can start to walk your hands back, maybe coming to an upright pigeon for 2 or 3 breaths. And whenever you're ready, you can make your way out, stretching it out, either in a down dog or just on your hands and knees, doing a few hip circles, stretching that leg out behind you. Good. And then when you're ready, you can come back to a seat, maybe grab a drink of water, and then we'll finish on our back. All right, so making your way on your back whenever you're ready. Let's go ahead and just hug the knees into the chest and maybe rock side to side or move in a few little circles. And then you can place your feet down, heels in towards you. We're just going to come into a bridge. So pressing the palms into the mat, lift your hips up, maybe interlacing the hands underneath the lower back. Lifting your chin up and away from your chest. Deep breath. And then take your time to slowly make your way out, lowering down your upper back, middle back, lower back. We'll take the feet out wide, dropping both knees to one side, then to the other. From here, we're going to set up for a twist. So take your right knee in towards your chest, left leg out long, and then you're going to bring that right knee up and over to the left side. Right arm, maybe out to the side, or just bounce at the elbow. Gently bringing that right shoulder down towards the mat. Either looking up towards the sky, or you can look in the opposite direction of your knee. So the twisting is really good for our spine, especially towards the end of the class. It just kind of helps realign everything that we've stretched and worked out. And then when you're ready, making your way back through to the center. And then we'll take our left knee in towards our chest, right leg out long, squeeze that knee up nice and high, and then bring that knee up and over to the side. Left arm either out long or just kind of bent at the elbow, gently trying to work the left shoulder down towards the mat, looking up towards the sky or in the opposite direction of your knee. And then you can bring your knees back through to the center. We'll take a nice long stretch, so reaching your arms up overhead, pointing the toes, just stretching out long. And then you can make your way into Shavasana. So just the final relaxation. Just finding a comfortable position just for the last 2 minutes or so of class. Allowing your back to lie flat, your feet to kind of open up out to the side naturally. Shoulders relax down. Giving yourself these last few moments of class. And then from here, take a nice deep inhale in through your nose. Complete exhale out through your mouth. And we'll do that one more time. Nice deep inhale. Complete exhale. Good. And just start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, roll out your ankles, roll out your wrists a few times. Reach your arms up overhead, bending your knees. And you can roll onto one side, just kind of pausing there for maybe 2 or 3 breaths. And whenever you're ready, making your way all the way up to a seat. All right. So we'll finish by bringing our hands to our heart center. Let's take one more deep breath, reaching our arms out and up. Pressing the palms together, bringing our hands back down to our heart center. And just take a moment, just feel a sense of peacefulness, sense of gratitude for the beautiful evening and for the practice. And just allowing the positive energy that you feel from your practice to be a benefit to yourself and the people around you throughout the evening and throughout the day tomorrow. Namaste. Thank you guys. Feels nice out right now. Yeah.
A while ago, and I was like, okay. And now it's all gray.
Thank you. See you later. That was